A man walks into a room and says he wants wealth. He wants financial freedom. He wants investments. He wants passive income. He wants success. But look closely. He cannot control his spending. He cannot control his impulses. He cannot control his emotions. He cannot control his appetite for comfort. And yet he wants to control money. The Stoics would have laughed at this contradiction, because money is not difficult to manage. The difficult thing is managing yourself. Before a man can become master of wealth, he must first become master of his own mind. For what is money? Money is simply a tool, and every tool becomes dangerous in the hands of someone who lacks discipline. A sword in the hands of a fool creates destruction. A fortune in the hands of a fool creates misery. The ancient Stoics understood something modern society has forgotten. External success follows internal order. If your mind is chaotic, your finances will eventually become chaotic. If your desires rule you, your money will soon disappear, because the person who cannot say no to himself is already a slave, and slaves do not keep wealth. Today we explore a timeless Stoic truth. A man who cannot control himself will never control money. Part 1. The first enemy is not poverty, it is impulse. Most people think their financial problems begin with a lack of income. The Stoics disagreed. Your biggest financial problem is often not what you earn. It is what controls you. Think about it. How many people receive raises and remain broke? How many lottery winners end up bankrupt? How many athletes earn millions and lose everything? The issue was never income. The issue was character. Money magnifies what already exists. If you are disciplined, money amplifies discipline. If you are reckless, money amplifies recklessness. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that no man is free if he is not master of himself. This applies directly to wealth. Imagine two men. One earns $1,000 a month. The other earns $10,000. The first man spends carefully, thinks long-term, and controls his desires. The second man buys whatever he sees, chases status, and seeks endless pleasure. Who is richer? Most people immediately point to the second man. The Stoics point to the first. Because wealth is not measured by income. It is measured by control. The first man owns his desires. The second man is owned by them. And whatever owns you will eventually take everything from you. Part 2. Desire is an endless pit. One of the greatest Stoic insights is this. The more you feed desire, the hungrier it becomes. Most people believe satisfaction comes from obtaining more. More money, more possessions, more luxury, more recognition. But satisfaction rarely arrives. Why? Because desire does not end. It expands. The expensive car becomes ordinary. The large house becomes small. The new phone becomes outdated. The promotion becomes insufficient. Soon another goal appears. Then another. Then another. The Stoics saw this clearly. They understood that the man constantly chasing more is not wealthy. He is trapped. His happiness depends on conditions he cannot control, and therefore he remains vulnerable. The market changes. His mood changes. His income changes, and his peace disappears. True wealth begins when a man learns enoughness, not because ambition is wrong, but because endless craving destroys judgment. A man consumed by desire becomes easy to manipulate. Advertising controls him. Social pressure controls him. Trends control him. And eventually debt controls him. The Stoic path is different. It teaches restraint. It teaches clarity. It teaches freedom from unnecessary wants. And freedom is the foundation of wealth. Part 3. Comfort is the silent destroyer. Many people believe hardship ruins lives, but often comfort does more damage. Comfort slowly weakens discipline. Comfort whispers, "Buy it now. You deserve it. Take the easy option. Start tomorrow. Just this once." And slowly the mind becomes soft. The Stoics intentionally practiced discomfort, not because they enjoyed suffering, but because they understood its value. They would sleep on hard beds, wear simple clothing, eat plain meals. They reminded themselves that luxury was not necessary for happiness. This practice created strength, because a man who can tolerate discomfort becomes difficult to control. He no longer fears temporary hardship, And fear is what causes many financial mistakes. People fear missing out. People fear looking unsuccessful. People fear sacrifice. So they spend money they do not have. They chase lifestyles they cannot afford. They trade long-term freedom for short-term comfort. The Stoics would ask, can you endure temporary discomfort today, so you can build lasting freedom tomorrow? If not, money will always control you. Part 4. Emotional spending is emotional slavery. Most financial decisions are not logical. They are emotional. People shop when they feel lonely. They spend when they feel stressed. They buy status symbols when they feel insecure. They chase luxury when they feel inadequate. Money becomes medicine, but the relief never lasts. Soon another emotional wound appears, and another purchase follows. The Stoics believed emotions should be observed, not obeyed. This is where financial discipline begins. Imagine feeling the urge to buy something unnecessary. Most people immediately act. The Stoic pauses. He examines the desire. Where did it come from? What need is it trying to satisfy? Will this purchase truly improve my life? Or am I merely seeking temporary relief? That pause changes everything. Because the distance between impulse and action is where freedom lives. And every wealthy person who sustains wealth understands this principle. They do not react instantly. They think, they evaluate, they delay gratification. And over years, those small decisions compound into enormous differences. Part 5. Discipline creates wealth. Long before wealth arrives. Many people believe discipline becomes easier after success. The truth is the opposite. Discipline creates success. The habits you possess before wealth determine whether you can keep wealth. A man who wastes $10 will likely waste 10,000. A man who respects small resources will respect large resources. This is why self-control matters more than financial knowledge. You can read every investing book, study every business strategy, learn every market trend. But if you cannot control your impulses, none of that knowledge will save you. Character always outranks information. The Stoics knew this. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet his writings rarely discuss wealth. Instead, he focused on governing himself, his thoughts, his emotions, his actions. Because he understood the greatest kingdom a man can rule is his own mind. Master that kingdom first. The external kingdoms often follow. Part 6. The richest person is not who you think. Society worships visible wealth. The luxury watch, the mansion, the expensive suit, the exotic car. But the Stoics measured wealth differently. The richest person is the one who needs the least. Think about that. If your happiness depends on endless consumption, you are permanently vulnerable. But if your happiness depends on character, purpose, and inner stability, then no economic crisis can truly impoverish you. This mindset creates remarkable financial advantages. Because when you need less, you save more. When you save more, you invest more. When you invest more, you gain freedom. And freedom is the ultimate form of wealth. Not the ability to buy everything, but the ability to need very little. The modern world calls this boring. The Stoics called it power. Part 7. Self-control is compound interest of the soul. Every day you face small decisions. Wake up or sleep longer. Save or spend. Exercise or procrastinate. Study or distract yourself. Most people ignore these moments because they seem insignificant. The Stoics did not. They understood that destiny is built through repetition. One disciplined decision changes little. Thousands change everything. Self-control compounds, like money invested wisely. Each act of restraint strengthens future restraint. Each victory over impulse strengthens future victories. Eventually, discipline becomes identity, and identity determines outcomes. You no longer force yourself to make good decisions. Good decisions become natural. That is when real transformation occurs. Closing reflection. A man who cannot control himself dreams of controlling money. But money follows the same laws as life. It flows toward discipline. It stays with responsibility. It grows under patience, and it escapes from chaos. Before seeking greater income, seek greater mastery. Before chasing wealth, conquer impulse. Before trying to manage money, learn to manage yourself. Because the Stoics understood a truth that remains unchanged after thousands of years. The greatest investment is not in stocks, not in businesses, not in real estate. The greatest investment is in character. For when a man gains mastery over himself, he acquires something more valuable than money. He acquires the ability to keep it. And the man who governs his own mind possesses a wealth that no market crash, no recession, and no misfortune can ever take away. For the person who has mastered himself has already become rich.